Like who are you listening to these days, Greg? Like, I mean, when you do listen, who are you into right now?
It's actually been really I have really strange kicks. So lately I've been on a really big hardcore tech death uh uh wave. Like the Zenith Passage, I've been jamming them a lot, Surreption, um, Obscura. I just got into they put out another album, but I just started listening to A Valediction, which I just never got around to, and I'm just blown away
Mm,
by A Valediction, like a couple of years late. Um, First Fragment is always on. That's they put out that Glory Eternal. I can't pronounce the French, but they put out that album, and I think
yeah,
that might be my favorite tech death album of all time. And I'm always listening to Psychroptic. Um, but
great band.
yeah, I mean, I've been really going hard on the tech death front, which is not like normal for me, but lately it has been. Um, you know, but because I sometimes I'm like I am only listening to jazz fusion, you know. Uh, I
Well,
I went for like months and I was like not listening to metal at all. I was just listening to jazz fusion
like Return
and
to Forever kind of stuff and like all that. Like,
yeah, like
nice.
like a lot of Guthrie Govan,
Oh, cool, man.
like Jack Garner's great,
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I see you got the Overkill shirt on. I mean, you must have gone through a thrash period then at some point, right? Like
Yeah, I mean, I have an Overkill tattoo. I'm a huge Overkill fan. I just love the whole like New Jersey East Coast kind of like
East Coast thrash is great, man.
yeah, like it's very different than West Coast thrash. I think
Yep.
there's a little bit more like blue collarness to it.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm from the East Coast, so I just always kind of like uh, I mean, I love West Coast thrash, but I find I'm just a little bit more. I can relate more if
Mhm.
that is. I don't even know. That's weird because they're talking about things that I'm from suburbia. Like, what do I know about like?
So am I, dude. I
Um,
get it.
but I don't know what it is. You have a frame of reference, like, oh yeah, I drive through New Jersey all the time, like New
Yeah.
Jersey Turnpike. Like when they talk, I get it. I have that frame of reference. I I hadn't been really to California until I was in the band,
Yeah.
so it's just a little different,
Well, I mean, now that we're on the sort of the subject of music that you into, or rather that you're into, I'm kind of curious for you, just being who you are, being big Greg Burgess from Allegiant, and I mean, I've been listening to you guys for years myself. But what are like? Give me like three albums that were those three albums that just made you do what you do today, and like albums that no matter what, you can always put them on and be like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is great.
it's really hard to narrow them down to three.
Sure, it would be.
Um,
Yeah, people ask me, and
uh,
it's tough too. I get it.
yeah. I mean, the first three that come to mind is like I would say, "Killing is my business and business is good."
Oh, awesome.
It's really hard when you get into Megadeth. Like most people say, "Rust in Peace,"
Yeah.
and I love Rust in Peace, but for me, I really loved how like raw Killing is my business was. I loved it was just like so fast compared to anything else at the time. I mean, Marty Friedman, there's a reason, right? That people
Marty's
and
awesome,
I am
dude.
very much Marty Friedman
Yeah.
at the top of my Megadeth hierarchy.
Right.
But yeah, that first album just like really I love it so much and I can listen to that repeatedly. Um, Oh man, pull me under. Dream
Oh, Dream
Theater.
Theater.
Images and words.
Yeah,
There we
yes, that's
go.
right.
I told yeah, and dude, I wore that out. I've had to buy a couple, copies of that CD because I wore it out so much. Um,
I just
because
interviewed
like
James Labrie the other day. It's really cool.
oh dude, and I know a lot of people they don't they had if they say James LeBrie is like the weak point, and I'm just like, have you listened to his solo albums?
Oh
Because
god.
I absolutely think his solo albums crush. I
Mhm.
just think that he doesn't write his own parts in Dream Theater, and other people is writing his stuff. He's a little bit out of his natural comfort zone, and I think that's where, you know, but not a lot of people could do that gig.
No, man. No
Um,
way.
so I have huge respect for James LeBrie. um,
And one more album, man.
one more, you know, it's so weird. I'm going to say this, and I know there's going to be others, but that I would probably put in its place. But it's the first one comes to mind. Yanni live at the Acropolis.
Wow, I did not
Yeah,
expect that. Really?
yeah.
Why?
I love that album. I mean, when you're a kid, your parents jam albums, and Yanni live at the Acropolis was going all the time, and just like his arrangements, the way he utilizes instruments, um, you know, he had like being Greek, he had a different flair on like traditional forms. Like like he would do a waltz in like seven or something like that,
Right.
right? Very, very different from the Venetian waltz that we all know. We think of that dot, 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 that three waltz, but he did it in some weird um and I don't know. It like that album really just kind of like set a bar for me. And it's like, I know real classical musicians think a little bit differently about Yanni because it's not like true classical. But man, I really love his work with and how like he utilizes, his violinist soloists, and how he's always changing his band for, and how he utilizes their talents. I just think is really great. It's more than the music. It's also about being a band leader and, his arrangements and the trust in the musicians he has, I think is incredible.
Loaded Radio.